Several states have certain shield laws in place to protect journalists from any type of, legal action against them or prosecution when it comes to their refusal of naming their sources. Now, it's interesting because after Edward Snowden leaked the information about the NSA and after WikiLeaks, all of a sudden, the Senate Judiciary Committee is attempting to redefine what it means to be a journalist. In the age of digital media, some members of the Senate are a little concerned about calling anyone a journalist. So as a result, and as part of the Free Flow of Information Act, Senator Dianne Feinstein offered something known as an amendment to it where they would where they would define journalists. And they basically say that it would have to be a salaried journalist. They will be given the free press protections guaranteed to all U.S. citizens by the Constitution. Now, they're very specific about it. Dianne Feinstein is not in favor of bloggers or independent journalists being called journalists. In fact, she says the following: I can't support it if everyone who has a blog has a special privilege, or if Edward Snowden were to sit down and write this stuff, he would have a privilege. I'm not going to go there.
Well, okay, well then you should go to a different country then. You should go somewhere else. Because it doesn't say in the First Amendment that if you work for pre-approved media, then you will have rights to a free press. It doesn't say if you work for a media that is, a multi-million-dollar organization and you have X salary and you've been sanctioned by the government, then you have the right to the free press. It says in the First Amendment that Congress shall make no law abridging the freedom of speech or of the press. That's what it says, and it applies to all U.S. citizens. Now, of course the government's going to do this. Why? Because they want to control the information. And they're like, how dare these rogues do this? We've already got all the mainstream media under our thumb. They do the talking points just like we tell them. Republicans say this, Democrats say this. Military says this, the Pentagon says this. It's totally true, right? So now these guys come in here and they won't listen to our rules. They won't listen to the guys we bought to be our puppets and our stenographers. They must be crushed. This is as unconstitutional law as you can imagine, and it's also wonderfully 1984-esque. It's called the Free Flow of Information Act, and its aim is to stop the free flow of information.
And just to give you guys a few examples of how important citizen journalism and independent journalism is, think about what happened when Texas State Senator Wendy Davis did her epic filibuster. No one in the establishment media was reporting on that. Not MSNBC, not CNN, definitely not Fox News. No one was covering it. People turned to Twitter to get live updates on what was happening with that filibuster, and that was the biggest news story the following day because of the fact that citizen journalists made it a big story. And it's important to rely on people that don't have corporate interests at play, that don't have to worry about censorship, and actually do want to give you the real information without someone holding them back.
And if I was in the establishment press, I'd be so embarrassed about this bill because it basically codifies that you're Pravda, that you're not going to do anything the government isn't uncomfortable with. You're their servants. And this basically says, yes, these are guys we can trust to never give you the information you need when we do something wrong. Okay, now the guys who do give you that information, like WikiLeaks and Edward Snowden, those things are very, very dangerous. In a democracy, information is a dangerous thing. That's why Thomas Jefferson said, information is the currency of democracy. Oh, wait a minute. Turns out Jefferson would have been in favor of all U.S. citizens having the right to a free press. Oh, right. That's why they put it in the U.S. Constitution.